Hello everybody and happy Monday. It is time again for another episode of Mark's Monday Minutes in Portland Real Estate, coming to you for the week of September 4th. And in fact, today is Tuesday. It is Labor Day week, so I'm doing this on Tuesday because of the holiday. I hope you were able to make use of the holiday in whatever fashion, with family, friends, activities, or sleeping, as my teenage daughter did, whatever you chose for the holiday weekend. But it is now the week of September 4th, and let's get into the numbers. First of all, for those of you who saw the video from last week, mind-blowing, all those Ferraris. Estimate somewhere between $75 and $100 million worth of Ferraris on the show field last week when I did my Monday broadcast. Wow, amazing week, lots of miles, lots of cars, pretty cool. All right, let's talk about real estate. My primary takeaway this week, instead of three, I'm just going to do one because I actually got three questions, the same question, three requests. Why don't I do days on market, average days on market? How long is a home supposed to be on market until it sells? Well, my answer is because it depends on your neighborhood and your price range. I can give a generalized number out there, as I do with these other numbers, but that particular number seems to vary greatly, whether you're West Lynn to Wilsonville, whether you're out in Carver all the way out to Vernonia. It changes. So what you want to do is, if you're asking about your specific house in your neighborhood, call me, Mark. I will get you the answer that is specific to your neighborhood, not just across the entire general RMLS, because it's a little bit different if buyers are looking in downtown Portland at a condominium versus out in Troutdale or Wilsonville or Malino. All right, let's start. The number of active listings this week, we are down for the second week in a row to 4,076. I predict by next week we'll be down below 4,000. The number of new homes this week coming on the market, down again, 350. Completely normal. This is the time of the year where we start to coast down. Fewer numbers because sellers who wanted to get their home on the market during the summer, guess what? Labor Day weekend, school starts this week, so yeah. They already got their home on the market to sell earlier. Now, going forward, there are still sellers who will sell during the fall and winter and spring months. That's okay, that's normal. And right now, that would be good. Although, for all those grumpy folks out there, there is no reason why we're going to see a sudden influx of new listings. Shouldn't happen. What may happen is they'll stay on the market longer, which we're starting to see. And yet, I'm not going to make that specific comment about days on market because it varies greatly. And I'll show you an example as we get to the back end of this video cast. The number of pending homes this week, 385. So for the second week in a row, more pending homes than came on the market. The number of sold homes in the last week, 365. These were homes that went pending at the end of July, beginning of August, right in there in the same number as the number of new listings. So that's a push. That number is going to sit level. The number of homes with a price adjustment, 1,075, has dropped a little bit. We're just right there at 26.8% of the current listings have had a price adjustment of $99 or more in the last 45 days. We'll start to see this tick up a bit as this is that last little bit of dangling your bait in the water, if you will, to get the attention of buyers out there. The number of sold homes in the last month, 1,713, giving us just right around just about 2.5 months of inventory. Again, this is right on it's still solidly in the seller's camp for the number of available homes, just starting to relax as we expect. This is normal. Listen to my podcast 2 weeks ago for that description. Now let's talk about the number of four-car garage homes. That number of active four-car garage, I didn't write this one down. Well, it should be somewhere around 125 with about 38, I think was my number of homes that were under $1 million. The number of new homes this week, 43, 3 of which were under $1 million. The number of pending this last week, 8. So folks got busy right before the Labor Day weekend. 8 of them went pending, 7 of them being under $1 million. That's a plus. The affordable garage homes were being picked up. Number of sold homes in the last week with a four-car garage or larger, 8, half of which, 4, were under $1 million. And 24 homes in the last 30 days were with a four-car garage, of which 13, roughly half, had under $1 million. Typical. Now, again, let's talk about that takeaway. As I said, why do I not talk about average days on market? Because those numbers can be skewed. First of all, people take the average and they take the median. As a statistician, I prefer the median, but everybody seems to want to use average, even though it's a skewed number, but I'll go with that. Now, we have in RMLS what's called days on market versus cumulative days on market. Cumulative days on market is all the time that a home is on the market from when it first gets listed to when it first gets pending, has an accepted contract, and then it closes roughly 30 days thereafter. Sometimes in data, when I see agents searching or reporting numbers, they're looking at days on market, but if someone lists their house and then relists it with a different ML number or at a different price range, they may only take that second portion. They're not using the full amount. Why is that important? Because that cumulative days on market truly shows the number of days that home has been on the market. Even if the price has changed, that is the total time of market exposure for that home. It skews. Now, that data gets skewed because of scarcity. We have so few homes that if a home is on the market, a year ago they were selling over 25% of homes. A year and plus, almost a year and a half ago, back in March and April, homes were selling 26% of homes sold the first weekend. Now we're down to about 18% of homes selling the first weekend. That's a large variation because there's so few homes. Buyer demand, we're seeing, is keeping up with seller motivation. What does that mean? It means that although those homes may not be selling the first weekend, sellers are quick to make an adjustment or a market correction, and buyers are still interested. They may just not be looking that first weekend. That's okay. Don't panic, just like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Don't panic if you read books, science fiction. And so, but to wrap this up, why not use days on market for your specific neighborhood? Back right now, for homes that have sold in the last 30 days, their days on market was 40 days, which meant they were on market for 40 days before they went pending, and then roughly 30 days for closing. I've looked at the homes that are pending right now, that have gone pending in the last 30 days, and they've been on the market 50 days. Okay, so you might be able to say, the later we go, homes are taking longer to sell, but that's normal, 40 versus 50. Interesting is I look back in March at the homes that sold in a 30-day window for the entire month of March, which meant they went in contract in February. They had been on the market for 57 days. Why is that important? It showed that those properties that had been on the market in December and January were taking longer to sell versus the homes in the last 30 days or 60 days here. So that number can be skewed. Therefore, I'm recommending, if you're going to ask about days on market, ask me to pull the true numbers. I'll pull them up, I'll explain them to you, and help you comprehend the relevance and the importance of those numbers. All right, that's it for this week. I'm going long. Have a wonderful week. We'll be back again next September the 11th. I will see you then. Have a great week.